Met up with a guy the other day who gave me this stack of records and said, I think there's some stuff you can sell online. Think there's anything good in here? Let's find out. Guy named Eric got in touch. He said he's been watching the videos. He said, hey, you might remember me from back in the day when we used to hang out in the same place and see bands. And I kind of did. And he said, I recently got a great deal on a stack of records and it had a bunch of 90s indie rock stuff in it that I was looking for. I took out the stuff I wanted, but there's a bunch of stuff left over, and I think it might make an interesting batch of records for you to go through on your channel, and it's stuff that you could sell online. I'm not going to turn down a chance like that. That's a great deal. So, of course, not knowing at all what was in that stack, but he said Radiohead was in there for sure and some other stuff that I'd find interesting, and he knew what he was talking about. So I said, yeah, let's meet up and do it. But I said, well, wait, what do you want for this? He said, oh, I've got some things I'm looking for in my collection. Mainly I'm looking for this cassette called Powerless. This cassette. Yes, so he wanted this, and I found one. I found one copy available for sale, and I bought it, and when we met up for these records, I gave him the copy of the cassette. Now, here's the deal. The cassette only costs $5.99, and this stack of records is, the first record on top is worth more than that. So it didn't seem like the best deal for him. We talked about it, and he said, oh, when you're done selling them, we can, figure it out. Now, I don't know about that. If I said something like that to somebody, what I would be saying essentially would be like, let's just forget about it. We'll both forget about it in the long run. I don't know if that's what he had in mind, but it also doesn't sit that great with me. So I said, no, well, what's something I can find for you in your collection that you're looking for now, like in your want list for your collection that you're looking for now? He said, well, I really loved State Route 522. That's a good answer. That's always a good answer, by the way, even if it's apropos of nothing. I always loved the band State Route 522. Gets right to my heart. So he said, I know they had a 7-inch. I have 2 copies of it that are different. The ones that were released by the band on the singer's record label, Henry's Finest Records. There was a copy that had regular silk screening, and then there was a copy that had a sticker in place of it. I think if I can put images of those both up here. Silkscreen version, sticker version. That part will be cut out if I couldn't find the art. Anyway, he said, but I know there was a third version. And I said, yes, there was a third version, in fact. Because, here's the story. Long after that record was gone, I was talking to Jake. He said he still had 100-something copies of the record in storage. They had no covers. They were the overrun from the original run. Now, originally there were 100 copies on white and I believe 1,000 copies on black. And he had 100 black vinyl copies and 10 white vinyl copies that had been the overrun amount. And they had no covers, they had no lyric sheets, they had nothing. I said, well, can I buy those from you? And I'll make a cover and call it a limited re-release on my record label, Excursion Records. He said, sure. And so that's what I did. This is one of the records that Eric's looking for. And I happen to have one left. These have been gone for a long time. But here is that record. This is number 30 of 110. It's black vinyl. Only the first 10 were white. I don't have any more of those, unfortunately. And this is the last of the black vinyl that I have. The deal with this, I had no covers. These are sealed covers on sort of a translucent vellum that has been folded and tabs folded in and glued. And it's color. I don't know how well you can see this from the way I'm holding it, but what I did was I got the paper, took it to Kinko's, printed all the black, brought them home, laid out the color in Photoshop, and then printed through an inkjet printer each one so it would lay down the color around the black printing that was already there. And then once that was done, I scored it, cut it, folded, and glued it. That's the way I used to do things. That's the way I like to do things. Make it complicated, try to make it very cool. They're all individually numbered, though, in the inkjet printing. So what I was doing was I was running one, changing the number in the file, saving it, running another, so each one was printed from a separate file, technically. All right, so, Eric, you have a copy of State Route 522's 7-inch. The Excursion version, last one I have. Get in touch, same way you did with these records, and I will get this to you, my friend. All right, that being done, that business being done, let's get to these records and see what is in here. All right, let's use this space to figure out these records. Okay, here's the stack. Try to get it a little bit centered here. All right, so first we've got a sealed copy, limited edition repress of the Beatles' Rubber Soul. That's nice. Another, it still has a shrink wrap, but it is open. Limited edition. Beatles Abbey Road. This looks almost new. $15.99 price tag on it. And, all right, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. This one, honestly, looks very, very new. I would not be surprised if it were pretty much the same as those other two that just came off of here. But those are some of the best condition Beatles records I've seen in a while. All right, here's the Beatles We Can Work It Out Day Tripper 7-inch Capitol Records. This one's a little bit older. You can tell it's got really old. Can you see that there? It's got some scratches. It's not awful, but experience tells me there's not going to be much that I can do with this one in terms of selling it. So hold on. You know what? I'm going to set this one to the side for now. We'll come back to that. All right. Here's a copy of Pink Floyd's The Wall. It's got a $20 price tag on it. I don't know which pressing this is of this, but it looks to be a pretty good condition. You know, you see a lot of these, especially when you do a lot of yard sales and storage auctions and things. This record and these Beatles records, you come across them a lot, but they're usually not in great condition. These are pretty nice. David Bowie, Diamond Dogs. Okay. Not terrible condition either. Another David Bowie record, Tonight. That's a little trash. It's got some breakthroughs. David Bowie, Aladdin Sane. $2.95 on this one. The cover's pretty worn. Don't know what the vinyl's going to look like, but I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, do you need much more than that out of a David Bowie record? I mean, yeah, the music, but you can hear the music anywhere. But look at this. That's going to be a keeper. Whew, very trashed. Man Who Sold the World, David Bowie. All right. I don't know. Maybe there'll be some value in these even in this condition. David Bowie. Let's Dance. Oh. All the years I've been aware of this record, this is the first time I've ever really looked at the art. The Let's and the Dance are formed in the steps of a dance in the artwork. Okay. Learn something new all the time. Let's Dance. David Bowie, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. Half-price books tag for $3.99 on that one, but you know what? Cool. Iconic record. David Bowie, Scary Monsters. All right. David Bowie Stage, 2-record set. Well, all right. Inside's just kind of a larger version of the outside. But okay. I don't know if this is a live record or a collection. And technically another David Bowie record in a way. This is Tin Machine. This was his rock band. There he is. I don't know anything about Tin Machine, though. I have no idea if this is sought after, but that's cool. Tin Machine. What's this? Dark Horse. George Harrison. Okay, George Harrison, Dark Horse. This also has a half-price books sticker on it for $9.98. It's gatefold. Oh, that's pretty cool. I always love gatefold records. All right. George Harrison, Dark Horse. Let's see. Oh, you know, I know it's going to be hard to see, but the vinyl is in really, really nice shape. Like, I don't even see spindle marks on the label. Cover's a little rough, but this thing looks, I mean, in this light, to me, this thing looks almost unplayed. Excellent. Brian Eno, Before and After Science. That's interesting. I don't know a thing about Brian Eno. This will be an opportunity to learn something about Brian Eno. Cool. Eno, Here Come the Warm Jets. All right, another one. This vinyl is more clearly played, although I don't see any terrible scratches. I do see spindle marks on the label. Can you see those? I don't think so. If I turn to the light, maybe you can see them, but there's just a whole bunch of spindle marks up here. Like the person turning over the record, then the spindle was like this, and they just kept moving the record around trying to find the hole, but they were way off. So this could have been a slightly impaired evening of listening. All right. MGMT, Oracular Spectacular, $14.99, still in the shrink wrap. It is open. Nice. Black vinyl, nice printed inner. It's intact. It's a nice looking record. This has that song Kids on it. I know that one. All right, cool, cool. This one got mentioned. Okay, this OK Computer vinyl by Radiohead. Let's open this thing up. This looks great. Oh, and look, something nice underneath it too, but we'll get to that. Gatefold, double printed inners. Oh man, this is very nice. Does appear to be on black vinyl. This is this looks like it was $30.91 when it was purchased. And you know what? There's a UK version of this. So I don't know if there was a US press. This is a UK press. It's in very nice condition. Just a little bit of shelf wear on the edges. So that's very cool. It'll be interesting to see what that thing is worth. I have a suspicion this record is worth a fair amount of money. Probably a whole lot of those stay around 522 7-inches. All right. And then the Flaming Lips, Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots. I know this is a record that a lot of people really, really like. I've listened to it a little bit. Oh, it's got a fantastic gatefold. Flaming Lips, I remember listening to these guys in the 80s and like early 90s. Tangerine, was that the song that was a big deal for them? Let's take a look at the vinyl on. Okay, so one piece of nice colored vinyl in this set. Wow. And one little spindle mark on there. So this has been played. No spindle mark for side 2. Okay. So what that tells me is when they put side 1 on, they either did it perfectly or they never listened to side 1. When they flipped it over, they hit the label just a little bit before they got the spindle on there. So that's so strange. No spindle mark at all on side 2. But okay, that's fine. Still, this one is in. Of all of these records today, this and the MGMT I think are in the best condition. This one just has, I mean, if you were buying this in the store, you would expect to see it on the shelf in about this condition. Maybe it's got just a little tiny bit of rough edge right here, making it, you know, VG plus and not near mint. That's okay. Solid VG plus, if that means anything to you, if you're a record seller. Okay, so that's the records. And here is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to sell this Beatles 7-inch. I don't know what this Beatles 7-inch is worth. I'm making a huge mistake if it turns out that this is some kind of weird error misprint that's worth a lot of money. I don't think it is. I think this is just a fairly well-used and well-listened to copy of We Can Work It Out and Day Tripper on Capitol Records, not EMI. Capitol Records. So here's what I'm going to do. You want this record? Be the first person in the comment section of this video to write, "I want that Beatles record." First person. I'll tell you how to send your info to me, and I'll send this to you in the mail. Yeah. So there's the giveaway. I'm going to go ahead and list these up on Discogs in the next little while. That was a pretty good deal, I think. We'll see what they go for in the end. I think it's going to be a nice, I mean, it's a few $100s worth of records there, honestly. So that's cool. Eric, thanks for getting in touch. And thank you, everybody, for watching the video. I'll see you next time. Appreciate it.